All right. So to start, we're going to do some introductions. And being a fellow high school thespian in the old days myself, I was on Fiddler on the Roof as a townsperson. I would love for you both to say your name, what character you've played in the past that has been your favorite character, and why.
My name is Brianna Vining, and in Up the Down Staircase, I played Lenny because he was a class clown, and I guess that's sort of what I am. So, yeah.
My name is Raheem Freeman, and during the Up the Down Staircase play, I played as Lou, and he was kind of like Lenny. We was like buddies who was crazy, just goofing around. But the show we did recently, The Outsiders, I play as Paul, and I was just a character that like starts a fight. I was Darius running back, so I just start a fight and then a big rumble. Like
He got to punch me. That was a big. And I'm Kapil Melkote. I'm a second-year corps member in Bama Corps. I'm in Huntsville, Alabama, and I teach at Butler High School.
I'm Megan Carroll. This is my second year teaching, and I teach at Butler High School.
Kapil, why don't you start us off and tell us a little bit more about the story behind the Butler High School Theater Group, how it came to be, the vision behind it?
Yeah, so if any of you have the chance to go to Huntsville, Alabama, there's 5 high schools in the town, and Butler High School, where we all are from, used to be the largest high school in Alabama. It was one of the biggest. It has tons of famous alumni, CEOs, community members, political leaders. Unfortunately, though, due to politics, our school has been drained. We now have gone from a peak of 7,000 students to 400 today. We operate at around 16% capacity. And when we entered the school last year, it looks like an Indiana Jones movie. You enter and you see all these trophies that are full of dust and these programs, and the first question you ask yourself is, where did all of that go? And part of that was this beautiful auditorium we had, and it really was a metaphor for the school. The lights were out, you couldn't turn the lights on, and on the stage and in the dressing rooms and in the costume closet, it was ruined, absolutely ruined. So we thought in all of this kind of disadvantage, could we leverage this and make this an advantage? So we came up with this idea called the Butler Theater Project. And our whole idea was, you know what, let's clean up this auditorium and let's show the community, because all you hear about Butler are about our fights and about how we're gonna close. That's all you've heard for 10 years. So we said, let's take these kids and show the city what they can really do. And the other high schools in the city have a $60,000 budget for their plays. We had 1,000. But to us, that's an advantage because we can be more experimental, we can be more impactful with the kids, we can put more on the kids, and today our tagline is Reimagine Butler, and what we're showing the community is, one, not only can our kids produce productions that are professional level, create a product that is competitive, but also Butler High School cannot be given up on, and this is what's still possible at Butler, and we need to reimagine the way that we see the school because these kids are talented and they deserve to be seen.
Well said. So, Rashid and Brianna, tell me a little bit more about how then it has personally affected you. Like, why did you join the theater group, right? Do you think it's impacted you? It says Reimagine Butler. Tell me a little bit more about that, right?
Well, I came from a different high school, and when I got to Butler, it was my sophomore year. Well, it was the end of my sophomore year. I didn't want to get involved in anything because I knew the reputation of Butler. It was like, you know, nothing was there. So I was like, why be a part of something like that? And then my friends, they were all in theater, and they were like, you should join theater. I was like, what? No. And then my friends, you know, they got me to go talk to Ms. Patel, which was the director before Mr. Mokote and Ms. Carroll and 2 other teachers that are with us. And she just welcomed me like, it was like she was like my other mom or something. She was, you know, welcoming. And when it was my junior year, before my junior year, she told us that she wouldn't be there anymore, and there probably wouldn't be a theater program. And I was like, what? We just did this play, and you're leaving? She was like, yeah. And anyway, junior year, nothing was there. I didn't do anything all year, and I was like, I'm so depressed. So senior year came, and Mr. Makote and Miss Carol and the two other teachers, they came, and he was like, we're gonna bring back theater. And I was like, why would you want to do that? I mean, everything's gone. Just keep it that way. He was like, no, we're gonna change something. I was like, all right. And I joined theater, and I'm so glad I did because we're changing, and we're making Butler better, slowly but surely.
Great, thank you. Go ahead, Raheem.
All right. Well, I came from a school called Huntsville High. It was like the opposite of Butler. So in the 10th grade, that was like I went through a lot of trials. I even failed that grade. I failed the 10th grade, and I repeated that grade, passed it. Then my junior year, I went to Butler. I transferred to Butler. I already heard like a lot of, stuff, statistics, and just like all this bad stuff about fights, the school closing down, and just not a great place to go to school. You're not gonna learn anything or whatever. So that year, I didn't really participate in any activities, any organizations outside of school, cause like I was like, what's the point? There's a lot of students they don't participate anyway. So what's the point? I'm not even gonna like take a stand and lead. So what's the point? Then my senior year, that's when Teach for America teachers they came like Mr. McCote, Miss Carol, and we got more teachers that also helped out. They brought back theater. So when they brought back theater, I was like, I didn't even know Butler had a theater. Like even in the past, I didn't even know. I was like, theater. I didn't know Butler like did theater. So so this guy right here, Mr. McCote, he kept pushing me. He was like, hey, you should join theater. I was like, that's not my thing. I don't do that. No, it's over. So a couple months passed by. He was like, hey, you should really do it. I'm like, dude, can you get off of me? Like, I'm not finna do it. So he kept on pushing me and motivating me and encouraging me, like, hey, you could do it. There's a lot of people who's this is their first year, doing it. It was only like a couple of students that done it before, but for the most part, a lot of students, it was their first time. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot or whatever. So I was like, man, I don't know what I'm about to go through, so I don't know.
Raheem, you're in community college right now, right? So you graduated from Butler High School, and you came back to do a play, right? Can you tell us a little bit more about like why you are still involved?
Well, Up and Down Staircase, that was a play last year. They opened it out to, we had like a probation officer, and we had a superintendent. They had joined the play. So I knew this year I would be able to help out, because they needed like an extra person to do a certain part of the play. I was like, hey, I don't mind joining, I don't mind helping out,
Didn't have to be begged this time.
Yeah, this time I wanted to.
Great. So when I look at the video, right, one of the things that it sparked for me was that, man, like this theater group is really changing. Like you guys are change makers in your school community, right? It seems like lots of things are affecting students through this high school Butler group. And like, do you guys believe that? Like, do you actually think that this Butler theater group is making change for your community? And how has it made change for you guys personally? Like, how's it impacted you by being part of theater?
Well, I've noticed that the Butler Theater Project, it's brought pride, like, within the student body. Like, at first, no one really cared. And then, if you look at the students that are in the Butler Theater Project, and look at, like, the regular students that we're trying to recruit, like, we care so much. And it's like we're a family, and that's what people need, because some people don't have that. And maybe that's what they need, but they don't see that this is a great thing, and they need to be a part of it. So that's what I think.
And you have a brother that you're trying to convince, right? That you want to be part of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Raheem, you just finished performing The Outsiders on Sunday. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, congratulations, Raheem. That's amazing. Woo woo! And I heard from you guys that you performed in front of a group of middle schoolers and your entire high school, right? Can you tell me a little bit more about that experience? How did that feel for you? What was the reaction to that play?
Well, I think it felt great because we even did it last year. We performed for middle schools, and we had like kids like, "Hey, you guys did awesome." And I know this year we have like we had a freshman. We still have a freshman. They did the Outsiders, and they was one of the kids from the middle school that watched the play last year. So that kind of made me excited right there.
And Kapil, can you talk a little bit more about why it's the middle schoolers and maybe Megan too? Like why that audience?
Yeah, I'll speak about that. The middle school show to me was the most important show because I feel like The Outsiders and Up the Down Staircase last year really gave the community a sense of what Butler's actually like on the inside. So bringing those middle school kids in and showing them that we can tell a story about ourselves and also that we have this talent, we have this activity, and we have kids that are passionate about something and are willing to go out there and do it and share that with the community.
Our middle schoolers, they always transfer out of Butler. They don't want to go to Butler. They're kicking and screaming. And this was a chance for them to come in and be like, oh my gosh, Butler can do something and do it right. And that's huge for us because we need those kids to matriculate to our institution and help change the culture of this school. And again, make sure nobody gives up on it before it even has a shot.
So I hear that Butler High School is actually closing in 2016. And this is for any of you. Like, if I heard that, I would be maybe like shrugging my shoulders and being like, should I even start anything, right? When things are closing, like, is it even worth it? How would you respond to that if someone said like, oh, do I even like start anything like this?
Well, I think we should like keep it going, because we have this we call it Reimagine Butler, and like all our plays is based on what's happening in our school, what's going on in our personal lives, or as a teacher, as a student. So Up the Down Staircase was kind of like chapter 1 of our book, Reimagine Butler, and The Outsiders was chapter 2 of what's going on. And we want to keep this going, so we add chapter 3s, chapter 4s with our story. So we just want to make an impact on our community.
What was that look, Brianna? What would you say to someone if they were like, in a year you guys are closing, why would you even start a theater company?
I'm not one to quit, I mean, if Mr. Makote, it was the beginning of this theater thing, I was like, I wasn't even trying to audition or anything. I got scared, I guess, and I just gave up. And then Makote was like, nah, give her another chance, And I did. Well, Miss Carol did. And I went in there and I was just like, you know what? This just showed me that I shouldn't give up. And giving up on not just the project, but on our school. Like if we just started something and didn't finish it, it's like being a hypocrite, Like, and I just feel we need to like end it with a bang, Just
Yeah. So to close, I would love for you all to think for a second with me. Because when we look out here, I know you can't see all of them, but when we look out here, there's thousands of people out here, right? Or hundreds of people out here. Very eager to hear your advice for them because they work with teachers and they coach them, right, to make them transformative, right? And so if you were to give advice to us, like our staff here today, what would that advice be, especially about what it means to make change in a community? And Kapil and Megan, I would love to hear from you guys too. So why don't we start with one of Raheem or Brianna, and then, okay, go ahead, Raheem.
Well, I was gonna say these guys like they love us. They took care of us, and during rehearsals they fed us like a family. you know, and you know, I love that. It made me feel welcome, feel comfortable, and just a teacher's job is to take their time out of their lives and teach students. So they might as well just, you know, take care of them like it's their kids. So.
I feel like many kids, you know, they have their own struggles, like at home or whether it be work, school, and when they have people that care or show like encouragement or show love to them, I mean that might be the only love, encouragement, and all of that that they ever get. So that could be like your one chance to, you know, motivate them and make them do something good.
It's been really interesting to be a core member at this conference for the last few days because I kept hearing the words core member, like some kind of mythical creature. But I will say, I know I haven't been the most model core member myself. My MTLD could attest to that, but I know the 2-year commitment is short, and because it's short, there's a lot of pressure, as I'm sure all of you remember as core members, to create that perfect classroom and make sure that every single day when you're in there, you're not failing any students. But I also feel as though in that kind of high pressure environment, we sometimes become risk averse. And we need to be willing and create a culture with our core members to take risks because there could be a moonshot there and the next Butler Theater project could happen.
Yeah, in addition to taking risks, I think I'm not a core member, I'm a regular teacher. I fell into this because of core members and because I stepped into a community of people who were trying to create change. So encouraging teachers to find that sense of community and those people that they can create change with is key.
Thank you guys so much. I feel like I'm so inspired by your story, and I've learned so much tonight. And so let's give them another round of applause for their lessons and stories. Thank you so much.